Why, hello there. It's been too long, honestly. I was thinking about you, and I just wanted you to know it's going to be okay. Maybe it doesn't seem like much, but sometimes those words can make all the difference. But more than that, I missed you. And I hope that you don't mind me saying, you look quite amazing right now. I'm glad to say it, but it's also kind of embarrassing. Please understand, I'm not the best with words when it comes to relationships and things. So, well, it's something near and dear to my heart. I just didn't expect you to, well, come back to see me. We've been away for a while, but I don't think hearts drift apart. I think they remain just as strong, if not stronger over time. I thought about you a lot in this time that I had away. I'm just glad that you're with me. That right now, in this moment, we're together. I've been doing a lot with my life. Thanks for asking. How about you? Have things been well? I hope it's not been too difficult, because last I heard, you were going through quite a lot. Have you been okay? I mean it. Don't neglect your own feelings. It's really important that you don't. If you do, it would make me terribly sad. And, well, I've heard it's no way to live. What do you think? I personally think that you deserve all the good things, but maybe I'm biased because, well, I'm in love with you, so I know I already said it, but it doesn't change the fact, you know. It's not as though those feelings diminish, nor is it like I changed how I feel about you. I would never do that. Instead, if anything, I've just grown to understand why I missed you. Pumpkin? Or, if you'd like, I could start by calling you my baby. If we're still a thing, that is. It's been a while and I don't want to assume anything. But really? You're sure? Then of course. I would never turn down a kiss from my beloved. You're my darling. Of course I missed you in more ways than I can count. And I'm just glad finally getting to see you smile. I was worried at first that maybe that smile wasn't directed at me, but now I feel a little safer, a little more sure of myself, if that makes sense. Is it all right if I ask you something? It's very important, mind you. Then I'll go ahead and ask it. You didn't fall out of love with me, right? You could tell me. It wouldn't be unreasonable if you did. I'm fine. No matter what happens, I'm fine. Okay? I'm going to treat you correctly and respectfully of whatever the situation deems. I'm not just some kind of hooligan. And, well, I'd like you to be mine. I have to be respectful and honor your wishes. I would... I suppose that's one way you could answer that question. Wow, I didn't expect that at all. I'm completely befuddled. At least I think that's a word. Is there anything that you'd like to do today for a date or something? I was thinking maybe, just maybe, we could go and enjoy ourselves outside and really get to know each other better. I've always wanted to know more about you and understand what makes you tick. I know that's a funny way of putting it, but to me, you're everything. As shameless as it is to say, I just don't really have anyone that I feel this way towards except for you. And I never have, and I probably never will. And I don't mind that, so long as you don't leave me all to my lonesome. Otherwise, I'd probably lose myself. I wouldn't know what to do, and I'd just be really sad. Of course, I can't let that be some kind of guilt tripping or anything. I'd rather be sad than to trap you where you don't want to be. I'm an idiot? Well, I never said I was very fast on the upkeep, so if that's what you mean, I understand. I guess it's just hard to be confident in myself. I look at other people and I think, wow, I look so much different. Or I'm just some kind of big oaf or something. And I lose confidence that way sometimes. I guess I just need some time to rebuild it. Are you sure about this? Are you sure I'm good enough for you, Pumpkin? I want to be. And I will be, if at all possible. Because, Pumpkin, I love you. And there isn't really any other way I can say this. But I want more of you. Not less. Never less. In fact, the less makes me so sad. So would you mind if I partook in more and more of you? If I was greedy, just this once, for something a selfish desire of mine, is that still okay? Is it something that would make you happy? Even when I'm trying to be selfish, I kind of suck at it, don't I? Because my brain always thinks back to you. When I think of selfishness, I instead get so hyper-focused on how you feel, what you'd feel, why you'd feel, and why me. And I think to myself, all of these things, but never once do I stop and actually have the courage to ask you how it is you feel. I still have a lot to learn, and I apologize for that. If anything, it makes me more difficult than probably most guys. But even still, you've stuck to me. Am I just your type, or... No. You mean that? That makes me happy to hear. It warms my heart and it makes me feel just a little more confident, a little happier. I'm so lucky to have you. And I'm lucky that there's someone like you. Because if there wasn't, I think I'd never have found that I could be this happy. Pardon me, but I suppose I'll be Just a bit more jealous. Because I realized you want that too, don't you? Here goes nothing. Be mine, won't you? Yes. I want you. I want you so badly that I'm shaking right now. Can you feel it in my hand? That slight shake of nervousness, but with that tinge of pure desire. Pumpkin, I want you for the holidays. I know it's the most befitting nickname now, because it's the holidays and Halloween's coming soon. I don't know if you celebrate it or not, and it doesn't really matter. But it always reminds me of you. So it's only fitting we should meet back, almost back to that time. You're so cute like this. And I really, really want to get to know you more. Would you take this dance, Pumpkin? I know this party's probably pretty lame, but I'm glad you came. And the slow dance is coming up, so I thought maybe you'd want to with me. Does it sound like fun? Yeah. Me too. Somehow swaying side by side like this, looking right into your eyes, it gives me such a feeling that I almost feel guilty for how happy I feel. I know that's not entirely right, but I can't help it. It's because you're what dreams are made of. You and I, we deserve this, don't we? I know we do. But there's some disconnect. Like the guilt of being happy. And I think to myself, how could I have earned someone so perfect like you? And I feel almost like I'm getting lost in this moment. But at the same time, it's just pure happiness. I just wish I could get rid of the guilt. Because being happy isn't something I'm used to. Being content is. And well, I just don't know where to stop. I don't want to be greedy. And I'm afraid if I do, I might get addicted. Saying that's what you want, it's like you're inviting disaster. Then again, I trust you with it. I'm glad you trust me too. The one I don't trust is my own self. I always worried I might get too caught up in the moment and hurt you. I want this to be a fair and loving relationship. I don't just want it to be something that you forget about someday. I never want to be just a memory. I want to be more than that. Much more. I love you so much, Pumpkin. There's words that just don't convey enough. They could never do it. And love is one of them. I think it gets misused, misrepresented, and misgiven. But I never want to put you through that. I'm not someone who expects to do everything perfectly. In fact, if I'm being honest with you, I don't think I'll do a lot of things perfectly. In fact, if I'm being honest, I think I've already made lots of mistakes. But I don't want those mistakes to determine or take away. I want them to add and give meaning to things that would be monotonous. Little things, big things, all the kind of things you can think about. Please, won't you give me that honor of being the only man that gets to see you smile like this? Then again, a kiss isn't a smile on your face so much as it is a smile of the heart, shared. I would give anything to have this dance last even longer. I'd never be so bold as to say forever. Not until we're both sure of ourselves. But I definitely wouldn't say no to it. It's something more, something important to me. You're so special. I wouldn't know what to do without you. My one and only, my everything, is yours for the taking. I want you to know that. Even if my wording is clumsy, my intention will never be that. I won't mix things up. I'll give you everything. Every little thing I have. Because I love you unequivocally. I need you so badly. And as much as it shames me to say this, that need turns into want at some point. And I'm not sure when, or where, or how. I'm just sure that it does. And when it does, that desire is oh so powerful. So much so that I get lost in my own feelings a lot. I get trapped in them, and I'm not sure how to handle that. And then other times, I get lost in your eyes. I think to myself, how can one person mean so much to me when I've had close friends, I've had close family, but I feel bad for them because they pale in comparison to you. Not a single one of them could I possibly wish to spend time with more than I want to spend time with you. I know. Maybe it just sounds like rambling, and maybe it is. But this dance, this touch, this passion, I want it to be more, and I want you to share in that more, so that together we get to experience the absolute best of life, not just some runner-up prize. I can be a bit competitive when it comes to my own self. I want to improve. I want to constantly grow. I want to be a million times the man I was last year, this year. And next year I want to be a billion times more. Infinitely. And there's a good reason for it. It's my nature. And the same goes for how I want to treat you. Better and better. And more special. I don't just want our lives to be growing old, boring. I never wanted that. In fact, that scares me more than anything. So I never want to grow old with you. Instead, I'd much rather us stay young, forever and ever, enjoying life. And mortality doesn't scare me as much as growing old. In fact, I'd say it's one of my pet peeves, since everyone always said I looked older for my age. They didn't see me as a high schooler back when I was in high school, and it kind of hurt my feelings. I know it's okay. I'm fine now. It just kind of sucked at the time. And besides, it sort of leveled out. I don't think I look that much older, do I? Hopefully not. I want to look young. I want to stay young. I want to experience this life that we have forever. I know we're still in the heat of our youth, but that doesn't change anything. It doesn't make anything that I'm saying any less relevant. It just changes the perspective. But in 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, that's what scares me. Not because of you. If anything, it's all me. My own selfish worries. I get lost in them sometimes, but you snap me out of it. That's what's priceless and valuable and helps me to escape from my own dissatisfaction. Where are you going? Pulling my hand like that. I'm glad to follow, but behind the stage, huh? But this is where people usually go to. So I wasn't the only one thinking that way. Not that I'm going to complain, but are you sure about this? As long as you are, then I'm all yours. No matter who sees, no matter what we do, there's nothing I wouldn't do in this moment here. This moment we're sharing together. It means more than you know. I want you. I'm only going to ask you this once. So make sure you're honest with me. Are you sure you're okay with a man like me? Is it really what you want? Can I make you happy? That's everything I needed to hear. But even still, there's something about this that I don't quite like. I don't want anyone hearing, seeing, or feeling you. So, would you mind terribly if I picked you up just like this and I carried you away to a place without interference, party or not? I don't care what anyone sees or hears other than me. I'm greedy. I know it. But would you let me selfishly take you to my love nest and make everything I possibly can to make you smile, to make you feel, to make you mine? Thank you. It means a lot more than I could probably put into words, but I'm happy. Happiest with you. At least it's not far. But something about holding you up like that, kissing you, holding you even closer, nibbling on your neck. Everything makes me feel so safe. I want you to feel this. All of me everything I am. But I want you to feel it in a happy place, not just one where you feel a need for this or that. No, it wouldn't be earnest if it wasn't completely and utterly between you and I. At least it wouldn't feel as much. And I want this to be effortless, flawless, like a perfectly cut diamond. I know it's a bit of an extravagant one, but that's how I want our love to be. Whether it's a pipe dream or if we can actually make it happen, I wish to try every last little thing. Mine. I know I don't have a right to say that yet, but something deep inside me hopes that you'll want to be mine, and that somehow me saying it would make you feel just a bit more inclined, if that makes sense. Home sweet home. I hope it feels that way for you too. Don't feel so intimidated. It may not be your first time coming in here, but you're sure acting like it is. Look me in the eyes, baby. Does it make you feel at home to be here, sitting on my lap? If you ask me, you make this a home, not any of my belongings. I'm not a very material guy, but you mean all of the value I could even fathom. I'm happiest when I get you right in my arms, just like this, where I can just hold you, appreciate you, and give back all these feelings back and forth until we get lost in the madness of kisses, romance, and every little thing in between. If I want you to know one thing out of all of this, it's that I love you unequivocally, without equal, lacking anything to compare. I love you in ways I didn't think love would ever portray. And I want that. I want you. I want us. And anything I can get, I'll be thankful for endlessly. And if you ever feel uncomfortable, please say it. I may be someone who's madly in love with you, find you indubiously attractive, but I can't. The thought of even hurting you in ways breaks my heart. So please, the only thing I'll ask of you is that you're honest with me. That you're completely and totally honest, and I'll do the same for you. But don't worry. Just make sure you know, Pumpkin, nothing in this world could ever make me hurt you. No one and nothing will I let come first. So instead of worrying, why don't you tell me, or better yet, show me how you feel? Oh, that's more like it. Tell me more.